I received an invitation to take over the pastorate of Bethel Tabernacle, which at that time the church was known, while the church was going through a situation and needed a new pastor. The church at that time was located on the first floor of a shop lot. The feeling I had was that this was a group of people that were without shepherd, and I felt the compassion for them. I asked the Lord, what are we to do? God began to speak to us about the need to pray, to fast, and to tidy up the whole facility of the church. So we did a renovation to beautify the place so that it would be fitting for Sunday service.
We were able to move into another level of spirituality that we have never seen before.
The power of God will come in during the services and people will get healed, and subsequently with that the church begins to grow.
The Spirit of God broke into the church. There was transformation. Lives were changed. And there's a new love and a new freshness to bring people and their friends and their family to the church.
It was a time when really it was like reaching out to the community. A lot of people coming in and really committing their lives to the Lord. A true revival came.
We sought the Lord what would be a suitable name for our church that will identify this new move of God that has taken place in the church. God reminded me of the promise that He gave me, saying that when the sanctuary is built, His glory will fill the place. And it was with that we decided to name the church His Sanctuary of Glory. Seeing the rapid growth that takes place in the church, we have to now look for a bigger premise to accommodate the growth in the church. And a new premise was found in a building called Wisma Tan Kim On. Following the move to this new premise, there was a lot of excitement in the church.
Many things were happening. So much boundless energy, and everyone want to do something, anything that they can at church.
We went into a different level of worship. We came with all the prophetic dancing, and then we started to do banners, classes for tambourines, concerts and all that.
More young people, they were coming in. We were filling up the premises. We started off with renting the first floor, then we begin to rent the next floor.
The rental of our present premise shot up a lot.
The time came for us to renew the contract, that the church leadership came together and we decided that it's time for us to look for a property of our own. The property was just a bungalow, but with a big piece of empty land next to it. Upon entering the property, in my heart and spirit, it was like, this is it. This is the property. With the purchase of the properties, we now move into the phase where services would be conducted in rented premises in hotels and office buildings. And in the meantime, construction began in Taman Yarl. Then things began to really change when we decided to now move into our premise in Taman Yarl. The first Sunday services was held outside because at that time the CF was not out for the building. We only had canopies set up with stand fans, and you can imagine how hot it is.
The team is so committed. It is a joy for me to work with them. We always choose to look at it positively, that there is something bigger than what we are doing, and that is we are building the kingdom of God, and we are building the foundations of this church.
We were very determined, okay, let's do this. We have a fantastic group of men and women who sacrifice all the way through. And with this small group of people, it can be done.
So on August 31st, we had our dedication service for the new premise.
The joy is unspeakable because it was really a coming home kind of a feeling.
Amen. Praise God.
It was meant to be a very exciting and a very exhilarating and a high point of our church life. But now, the experience seems to show otherwise. Here, we're giving our best to want to give something that will lift up the name of the Lord and be a blessing to people. All we had is bare cement. Our numbers has dropped.
The hall was only filled with about 70, 80 people, and it was very empty.
Very painful times for me as a person, because these are the people that I grew up with.
If God has called us here, and if this is from the Lord, why is this thing happening?
There were many impossible situations.
And I just cried out to the Lord in the Spirit and said, God, do it for us.
我们也是紧紧的相信上帝，你所开始的你会终始。
அதனால இந்த இடத்துல தான் இருக்கணும்னு எனக்கு விருப்பம். வேறு சபைக்கு போனாலும் அதே ஆண்டவர் தான். இது வந்து நம்ம ரட்சிக்கப்பட்ட சபை. நம்ம எப்படி இந்த இடத்துல விட்டுட்டு ஓட முடியும்? நம்ம இந்த சபையில் இருக்கிறோம். சபையில் எல்லா கஷ்டங்களும் சோதனை என்ன இருந்தாலும் நம்ம இருக்கிற வீட்டில் தான் நம்ம இருந்து அந்த வீட்டை நம்ம தான் கட்டணும்.
These are the people who believe and they went through thick and thin. And I said, no, we're not going nowhere. We're going to build this. And we're going to rebuild this whole thing.
天早上6点钟我们就来教会祷告，不但在时间方面，不但在精神方面，他们都给予多过他们本来应该要给的。
There was a businessman that he saw our hall and he wrote out a check and said, Pastor, get on with the renovation. And we completed the whole renovation on Christmas Eve that year.
哇，我们当时真的觉得很惊讶的，哎，上帝你真的很好，真的垂听我们的祷告。
It's really something to be proud of, to have a church that welcomes people from all walks of life and different nationalities. Everything that this church has gone through, its ups and downs, but God has constantly reminding us that He is with us all the way. So it's truly an adventure to be a member of the Sanctuary of Glory, because we've seen the growth, we have seen the progress. We will grow together and we will expand together.